This week on Love Travel, Live Travel, we're talking about the tumultuous day at the airport. We're letting our flags fly, and we're getting the world's largest pizza, maybe? I don't know. That and a whole lot more on this episode of Love Travel, Live Travel, starting now. Why, hello there, and welcome to Love Travel, Live Travel. I am one of your hosts, Joshua Harrell, joined by Jason Block, who's been... Oh, yeah, thank you.
I am back. That was a tumultuous opening. What's up, everybody?
It was a tragic opening.
I loved it. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, but you know what?
So glad you're here.
Ever since I started doing the intro to the show, you've not volunteered to take that. So it's duly noted by everyone that's watching right now that you've never done the intro.
Well, it just seemed like it was your thing.
Gotcha.
You're the official host. I'm the mere sidecar.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, welcome to Love Travel, Live Travel. Those of you who have watched us before, thank you for coming back. If you are brand new to our show, this show is all about those of us who love travel so much, we made a choice that we are going to live it. This is our job. So if you are like us, you are welcome to be here. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can know whenever we're live on the Love Travel, Live Travel channel. We got a lot to talk about today, but if you are joining us live, we want to hear what you're talking about. So share your wins, share your challenges, and answer our question of the day. If you were to start a country, as you do, what would you put on your flag? So answer that in the chat right now, and throughout the show, we're going to be visiting the chat, so play along at home or wherever you are. Yes.
Yeah.
So you have, yeah. Said McMahon.
Yes.
Yes. So today,
yes,
we had an action-packed show already, but then all of a sudden, the alerts started coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's our head? This is a. And today.
That was very happy. You got to be more serious.
No, I know. That's why I would never do news. I worked at QVC. I can't. And tonight.
Good evening.
LTLT. Oh my God.
Yes, big happenings today.
Yes.
Pandemonium.
Yes.
Flights canceled here, there, and yonder.
Yeah.
Flights delayed everywhere.
But I'm just gonna.
Yes.
I like to be worldly and knowledgeable
Yes.
about what's going on in the world, but not that much. So,
But only a little.
Only a little. So I came in and we went right into the studio.
Yeah.
Evan's mouse was acting up. Producer Evan, and he's like, "Oh my God, the computer is just possessed." And it was really because it was not, his mouse had lost its power and he got click happy with it.
Okay.
And then he started getting notifications that, all computers were blowing up and everything. And that's what he told me. And I was like, I think it's just your mouse, right? And then I get to my desk and I see all the news. So you've been following the story. What's going on?
Yeah. So have you ever heard of CrowdStrike?
I've never heard of CrowdStrike.
Okay. So CrowdStrike is one of these big internet security firms.
Okay.
And probably, according to a lot of people or most people, it's the premier firm in the space, right? So they're really good. Well, so a lot of big enterprise companies, including Microsoft, partner with them for a lot of their data security.
Okay.
Well, someone, apparently, at CrowdStrike, they put together an update. They installed the update. And oopsies, it broke something, and it broke a lot of things, okay? Well, they realized it pretty quickly. They deployed a fix, and a lot of the computers that were impacted, a lot of the systems, simply reboot it, you're good to go. Great. Unfortunately, not all. So the update had to be manually installed through all kinds of rather complicated processes. And it still has not been fully restored across the world. And you're seeing a lot of big companies, governments, seeing down services and having lots of problems. So we've seen today over 7,000 flights delayed, over almost 2,500 canceled. We're seeing 911 operators offline. We're seeing other government offices offline. Lots of problems.
Yeah.
So not a good day for somebody or some departments at CrowdStrike. Yeah.
Yeah, a firm that hardly anyone knew the name of. Now it's known.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to be known.
No.
But
No.
I'm certain they will get it fixed. It's just, in the meantime, not good. Not good. And we have FlightAware puts out this graphic, and maybe producer Evan can show it here. It's the, what do they call it? The index of misery, I think it's called, or the misery map. Well, Atlanta, as you can see from the little chart there on the right, is ground zero for the most delays and cancellations, and therefore the most misery.
What's CLT? Is that
Charlotte.
Charlotte? Okay.
Charlotte,
Sorry, I don't have my
O'Hare,
glasses
Denver,
on.
Houston, Dallas, LA. But yeah, so Atlanta outpacing everybody in misery factor by quite a lot. So I just thought that was interesting.
Wow.
Plus, it looks like we got some weather.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying my hand.
Yeah, we
could
could
get
be-
a green screen.
Yeah, we could do weather. I think it's Evan's
Ooh,
now.
coming across the plains, we
Yes.
have a weather system.
Yeah.
Low pressure.
Yeah.
Do you know like the low pressure, high pressure thing? I've never been able to figure that out.
No, I don't. I just know that they're always like, motioning.
I
their
hate
hands.
how weathermen and ladies talk to us like we know what the heck they're talking about. Oh, there's a high pressure system coming in?
Yeah.
What the flip are you talking about?
Yeah.
Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to rain? Just tell me.
Yeah.
I don't
Or-
need to know the systems. I don't need to
Yeah.
know the dew point.
Yeah. The
I don't need to know any of
humidity
that.
is rising.
I don't need to know any of that.
Barometer's getting low.
Don't need to know.
According to our sources, the street's the place to go. It's raining men. Hallelujah. That's the weather report that I need. Sorry.
Oh,
All right, didn't mean to go there.
happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday.
So, we will keep our fingers crossed in prayers for all of our travel advisors that are watching and dealing with travelers. We are going to think about their travelers, that they get home or where they need to get safely and quickly.
Yes.
And we will carry on.
So you've not been here for a couple of weeks.
I've been gone.
You have been gone. So
Nice to be back.
Why don't you? I think everyone at home and in our offices would like a presentation on your vacation. And so where were you?
Well, and you can go ahead and roll the package, Evan.
Oh, we got
So we went to Egypt, we went to Kenya, and we went to Tanzania. And
Your whole family?
Yeah, whole family. My wife, my 3 girls, my sister, her 2 girls, my dad, and 2 girls. And you see, we're here in Egypt, in front of the pyramids, and that's in the bustling metropolis of Cairo. Do you know how many people live in Cairo?
I have no idea.
Over 20 million.
Wow.
And another like 5 million come in each day for work. Anyway, crazy. So here this is in Kenya. We went to a little sanctuary. Oh, and here's where I get a little smooch from a giraffe, which was kind of cool.
Was that a cigarette you came with?
No, it was just a little piece of food.
Oh, it would look like a little end of a cigarette.
No,
I was like,
no. And so we went to some markets, and here's my daughter. She's learning how to make chapati. It's like a little bread kind of thing. So that was kind of fun.
it's like you got to get into it.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Yeah. So he's like, "Come on."
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what am I doing? No, she did a great job. And we were in the market and we were negotiating for bananas. Oh, it was kind of fun. We saw lots of animals. We saw a bunch of rhinos. Here's the Hard Rock Cafe.
Wow.
Which I'm pretty sure is not the officially licensed Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, look at this business.
So then, yeah, we saw a couple of these rhinos they were kind of starting to get after it a little bit.
Oh,
out of my way. That's right.
This is my bit of hay.
That's right.
You need to back it up now. And
then I actually got to pet a rhino. So this is a rhino in a sanctuary that was blind, and he liked it when he came behind him and like scratched his ears.
Aww.
It was pretty cool. So then we made our way to the Masai Mara, and we stayed in some pretty cool lodges, and we did like the wildlife thing. We saw the animals.
And you were with Globus.
Yeah, we were with Globus. And so here's just some shots from some of the lodges. And we had a couple of opportunities to eat kind of just out in the wild, which was cool.
Oh, yes.
And we visited a Maasai village, which was really an interesting and cool experience. And this is just one of the things where my girls got to jump around a little bit.
I'm glad that she wore white pants to the desert.
Yeah, that's the place to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there. So yeah, we had the village was really interesting because there are these little mud huts with these really tiny little rooms, and they're such everyone there was so friendly, and it was a remarkable experience. It really was. So it was if you ever get the opportunity, even if you think like, oh, safari is not my thing, there's so much there culturally, I think, that is worth seeing across that whole continent.
Did that cat just poop?
I think he was marking his territory. Yes.
Okay.
So there's some cheetah that we saw pretty closely. This was at a little sundown, like a little cocktail party we had.
Well, he's wearing white pants, so it's definitely acceptable for your daughter to have one.
Yeah, so that was a fun time.
Very nice little party for us.
Pretty cool. And then we flew to Tanzania. And Tanzania was probably my favorite spot of the trip. And this is where we were driving down the road, and an elephant kind of jumped out from the jungle and then just started coming at us. And we're like, oh, okay, Mr. Elephant, we should probably back up. And he just like kept coming, which is kind of cool. And I don't know, like, you can't really tell from the photo, but like he's probably like 20 feet from us, and like twice the size of the truck we're in.
Yeah. And he's kicking up the dirt.
He's like not happy. So I'm like, okay, we better sit down now, because now the driver's like going in reverse. So, the best part, this is the highlight of the trip. We visited a school. And the kids gave us a presentation of kind of some of the things they're learning. And just being in that environment, it's so different from what we see in the United States. It really gives you not only a sense of appreciation for all the things you have here, but a real sense of wonder about how dedicated these kids are to learning, and it just they're joyful in everything they do, and it was just so incredible.
And there's urinals.
Here's a shot of probably the coolest bathroom I've ever been in.
Okay.
It's got an open wall on one side.
Yeah, that's
you didn't see that coming, did you?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I just was like, why are we in the bathroom?
Yeah. So that was
your
pretty
dad.
Cool. Yeah. And then we went to Gorgongola Crater, and we saw. Have you ever seen the crater? It's massive. It's basically, we used to be a giant volcano.
Okay.
And it went.
There's you and Jillian.
Right. There's Jillian and I. And you can see, that's kind of what the safari trucks look like.
Yeah.
So we saw, lots of animals down in the crater floor. And then we went to the famous Serengeti. It was the last stop on our trip.
Okay.
And this is just a picture of me and my daughters and cousins there in front of the sign. And you really get those kind of iconic sunsets.
Okay.
Which I think is just really, really cool. There's more animals, right? Yeah, animals. there's 2 kinds of trucks.
No.
There's a reticulating giraffe, I think it is, and a non-reticulating.
Okay.
Don't ask me to explain the differences.
I feel like Erica knows. Like Erica's in our studio today, so
Reticulating.
okay, reticulating.
And then after the school, my second favorite thing about the trip, we finished off the last
there
day
you go.
with a hot air balloon ride. And, I'm a balloon enthusiast.
Yeah.
So we got to do that, and it was, just really gorgeous way to see a sunrise and kind of literally float over the landscape and see the animals running underneath you, and then finish with a nice little brunch afterwards. And it's just really peaceful and quiet. Just kind of, except for the giant thing is going. Yeah. And then we flew for 38 hours to get home, which was a lot.
Yeah.
So that was a whirlwind tour of
Love Travel shirt.
That's right. We got a few shots of the shirt.
Oh yeah.
And then
Stop it, you're weird.
Did she say stop it? You're being weird.
so I concluded that in the presentation here because I wanted to give everyone the true insight to what it was like. And that was it. It was where my daughter's looking at me like, Dad, stop. You're weird.
It wasn't all cultural enrichment.
No.
Some things don't change.
So it really was the trip of a lifetime, and it's one of those things you come home and you contemplate a lot of things, and I shared this with you earlier this week. It's so different from the way we live, and it makes you think about some of the things it makes you thankful for some of the things that we do here, and at the same time it makes you question some of the things that we do here.
Interesting.
And not really good or bad either way. It just makes you think. So it was a great trip. It was great to be with the family for a few weeks. I'm glad to be back, though.
Yes, we're glad to have you back. But that was a really remarkable trip. And then, I can't. If you expect me to read that, hold on a second. There you go. Thank you. Michelle said, absolutely love safaris. Be careful with your daughters. One of our Girl Scouts was offered goats for her hand in marriage.
Yeah, so that's funny you mentioned that.
So funny she mentioned
at the Maasai village, the going rate, so they're polygamists, right? They have multiple wives.
Oh.
And in that culture, it is like a badge of honor. If the more wives you have, like that's your place in society, in the hierarchy, right? So the going rate is 10 cows for a wife.
Okay.
They were like, sir, you have 3 daughters. That's 30 cows. That would make you a pretty wealthy guy around here. That's right. So I was thinking about it. I was like, if I stay around here, it's like, girls, how do you feel about sticking around in Kenya? Because I feel like I could get myself set up right from the get-go.
But Jason, thank you for sharing your special vacation with us. It's on my bucket list. It's from Daniela.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Just coming off of
If
the
you
story
ever
of
get the
selling
chance,
his
do it.
daughter's
You might think, like a lot of people's like, oh, wasn't it going to be boring after a while? No, it's just everywhere you go, it's just a little bit different landscapes, different. Everything's cool.
Well, I have to give you kudos.
Yes.
Because I knew before you left, you said, I am really going to be out of pocket. I am, sometimes you go on a cruise and you're kind of out of pocket. But you said, I am going to be out of pocket. And you almost made it 2 full weeks. I was pretty impressed. On the Wednesday before the trip was over, he said, how are things going over there?
Well, when you're getting ready to come back, right? So, like, I don't know. For me, it takes me a couple of days to kind of get into the vibe of a trip.
Yeah.
And then the couple of days at the end, you're like, okay, we're going back in a few days. So it's really like the middle part that you're really present in the trip. But the last few days, I'm like, okay, well, it's time to start stir some things up. We'll see where we are and some stuff.
Yeah, so when I
Yes.
got in the office and I saw you checking in, I was just thinking of the response being all good. Just leave it at that.
I think that was your response.
Actually, I think
it was
was.
pretty much like everything's pretty good. Like,
Yep.
so then I had to respond with
Yeah.
more specific questions.
Yeah, and then I wish he hadn't with the specific
No,
questions.
it was good.
Awesome. Well,
So
we've got to let's go to over to the chat
Yeah,
here.
I want to hear about your country, Joshua. Have you thought about your country?
Yeah, we have flags if you want to show.
Yeah. So the question of the day, please drop this in the chat. If you were to start your own country, what would be on your flag? And immediately when we were talking about this, I thought of an episode of Family Guy where he
Okay.
decides to succeed from the U.S. and he
Okay.
becomes Pretoria, just his land. So I immediately thought of that. So, I'm a pretty magical person. If that's my favorite thing about myself. That I think I can't. I stole that from Evan. Something that's the thing I like the most about myself. So I decided that my flag would be a Pegasus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean. That is.
And what's the name of your country?
Oh, I didn't get there. It's, yeah, I didn't get quite there. But I mean, it's giving me Flash Gordon vibes, like Flash. Ha!
It's a great movie. Like
Yeah.
the original one, like from what was it, the 60s or 70s?
The 70s. Yeah.
70s.
It was with Queen. Did all the
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. It's giving me those vibes. So that's
dig
my
that up.
flag for my country, which is a
That's
magical
pretty.
place filled with rainbows. You know what? And I didn't do a unicorn because that's so basic. That's so England.
Pegasus.
Yeah, I did a Pegasus.
What about narwhals? Do they have narwhals there?
What are narwhals?
It's like the whales with the unicorn,
Oh, where did you hear about that?
right?
Yeah, I think that's
My
from Bob's
kids talk-
Burgers.
My kids talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it was. All right, so do you have a flag, Jason?
I sure do.
Okay.
And before we show the flag, my country, I wanted it to be in the Caribbean. So I'm looking for one of those small, tiny islands that are still out there that maybe we can purchase and steal away from the Bahamas or something.
Okay.
Declare it to be our own republic, and it'll be the Republic of Rumlandia.
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 Okay.
Yes, and here's the flag. It's got a little bit of the Caribbean sun and that kind of vibe, but also a little bit of the pirate element to it. So it's a place of mischief and
fun.
individual freedom.
So what I
And
want to
football.
understand is that we've got the skull and bones in
Yes.
the middle.
Yes.
But then the other one has a
Yes.
party hat on.
It does?
Yeah.
Let's go
can we
back
see the
to
flag
it.
again.
I don't think I think it's like a sail. So let me give you a clue. So this is a AI generated image, right? And I kept asking it to remove the skull and the crossbones on the right, and it couldn't do it. So let's go
When
with
AI fails.
it. Let's just go with it.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like a skull with a party hat on.
Yeah, well, that too.
I love it.
The pirate likes to party in Rumlandia.
Yeah, in Rumlandia for sure.
Yes.
Well, let's see from our audience here what their answer to the question was.
Okay.
Rebecca from Quality Travel said, "Happy Friday. I would put a crown with jewels on my country's flag. I like where you're going, Rebecca." Michelle said, "My flag would need a cat somewhere on it." And then Rebecca responded to Michelle and said, "I would only do a big mean lion, not a house cat." I love the specificity here.
Yes.
I really love that. It's almost tumultuous. I can pronounce it. I just wanted to make sure I could work that in. Bill said, "I'm glad I joined early so I could think about this flag question. My flag would have 3 horizontal bars with the colors blue, white, orange, with a black circle in the center, and on the circle in red would be a set of scales, meaning blue, for perseverance, white for peace, orange for courage, red for power, with the scales signifying our power comes from equality, and the black circle to signify never-ending determination. Bill, if I had an award to give anyone for answers, that would be the winner.
Yeah, go.
I've been gone for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Bill's been back lately,
Okay.
but this was for me at least. This was Bill's return, and he decided to bring it.
Yeah,
I love
it
that
was
answer,
brought.
Bill.
Yeah. Wow.
That was very detailed. I can envision it,
Yeah.
and it's thoughtful.
It is.
Like you, Bill, I've missed you.
Yeah. He didn't just use AI to create a flag.
Well, he might have, but
That's true. He
but
could've. He could've
even
done
if he
that.
did, bravo.
He went onto the vexillology site.
The what site?
So that's people who study flags, vexillologists or something. I don't know it, but
Segue.
Erica is a vexillologist. Am I saying it right?
How do we pronounce this again?
Vexillology.
Vexil.
Vexil.
Vexil. Ology.
Yeah, she dropped that knowledge on us.
I have never heard of
earlier.
that.
Yeah, I was like, "You're making this up."
Wow. See, learn something every
Yeah,
day.
you
That's
learn
terrific.
something. You absolutely do.
So, Erica, if you're a vexillologist or a vexillology enthusiast,
That's the more
okay,
correct.
that's more correct. What do you think of my flag? I mean, it was pretty on point, right?
I mean, it's a little bohemian, so it does reflect that you.
It feels like the Republic of Rumlandia.
I mean, you absolutely stole an island from the Bahamas and kept the flag.
Right?
I
Like
mean,
we're just gonna put the skull and crossbones on there.
I mean, that's pirate style, right?
Yeah.
Thank
Mine, in my country, we don't do
Do you
that.
have the
so
bohemian flag? That's because it looks kind of.
Can we just take Joshua's and put some skull and crossbones on it?
yeah, no, you can't take over my country. Like,
You don't even have a name.
We will fight you. Mine has She-Ra and He-Man backing it up with a little bit of Wonder Woman doing a spin.
Rivets on the side, but no.
Yeah, AI,
But
put the
not
rivets
quite
on the
correctly.
slides. Yeah.
Like there's 4 of them instead of 3, and they're misspaced.
So our Chris. Oh, wait a minute. Attitudes and Latitudes said, not sure what on it, but a deep purple background. So from a design perspective, very, very specific. I know it's going to have a deep purple background. Michelle said, lion, tiger, leopard. I'm open to lots of cats, including house cats. So
Just a smorgasbord of
yeah,
cats.
I just feel like it's
Just a collage.
I love it. Christopher said, hello from Roswell. Mine would be a neon yellow background with just a paragraph of red text explaining the history of my new country. All right, Christopher. If we were to give an award for a runner-up, I would not give that to you. But thank you for playing. Let's see. Danielle said, happy Friday. My flag would have a wave pattern in different shades of blue. I'm not exactly sure what I would put on it, but maybe some sparkling silver stars. That's what I'd like, Daniela. Michelle saying that she was so jealous about your trip before she warned you about your daughters being sold sold for goats. Catherine said she wants her shirt, her Love Travel shirt. So Catherine, you better reach out to our member success team, because if we had your shirt size, we sent out your shirt. So reach out to member success. Rebecca said, love the video. What amazing memories.
Yeah.
I love the video too.
I feel like you were mocking me. That's okay.
No.
love it.
I didn't know you had time to craft that, and I'm wondering how you were able to create that little map, the animated map. I mean, there's things that I need to know on the back end.
I have
for
my
that.
secrets.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal them. Let's see.
No, not AI.
I got one for you.
You got one? Oh. Daniela, I have clients traveling from Atlanta to Barcelona this evening. They are
Delayed.
They are delayed. Okay, thank you for that.
Well, that's-
I am purposely not wearing my glasses so I don't blind anyone. So you putting it up on the screen doesn't help me there. I'm just saying. Yeah. So if you see it next time, you can jump in there. But
Got it. I'm on it.
yeah. There's your job. Watch. You have one job.
Yes,
Watch
sir.
the screen.
Watch the screen.
Yeah, watch the screen. Michelle said Safari experience is truly life changing, and everyone should see it if possible. Ideally, while your body can handle the bumpy rides. LOL. Was it pretty bumpy? Was it like Thunder Mountain? Like, are you?
It was. Yes. Very bumpy. Very.
So our Velma has, she was supposed to be in the show today. She sent us a red alert in our chat here and said, connection to the show is not working today. Everyone remember to be cautious accepting credit card payments. Everyone is so busy and we sometimes forget best practices. So she's saying that's what she was going to tell us about. It's come up quite a lot regularly, asking about best practices. And if you are a member of our network, then please go to Worldvia Pro and check out Velma's latest check-in, where she talks about some best practices around accepting credit card payments. Okay, there we go. On that note, Velma, I'm sorry that you could not connect into the show. That's disappointing. I wanted some time with our Tyler Rose.
I know.
Yeah, you're fumbling around with papers over there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Let's see. Terry said the exact quote, the whole object of travel is not to set foot on foreign land. It is at least to set foot on one's own country as a foreign land. I'm just going to let you think about that for a little bit.
Deep Thoughts by
From
Terry Denton.
Yep. Deep thoughts, definitely. So Bill is just saying that was all his creativity. No AI was used. And he said that he missed you too.
Excellent.
And Michelle's saying she needs her Live Travel shirt. Well, if you guys are missing anything, make sure you reach out to our member success team. They're there to help. Let's see. Laura said, I believe my flag would look like a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper. That's where it looks very airbrushed, and that was back in the 80s. It was a magical land. They even did a movie that had that
Trapper
same.
Keepers?
No, nobody does a movie about Trapper Keepers.
That's why I asked.
It was the artwork. It was so the whole. It was like
Labyrinth.
Okay, something like that. But it was more recent.
Erica just mouthed to me Labyrinth. Like, what is that?
No.
David
It was way more recent. It's way more recent.
Frank is like the neon and the hearts.
I know, but it was a whole like.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. All right, let's talk news. Sorry, I was trying to confirm something with producer Evan, and I thought you were going to jump in talking about Delta unbundling their services.
Yes.
Which was a little confusing to me, and then you pointed out that this is been a lot of international carriers have done this, so it's not as I thought they were trying to turn into Spirit. I thought they were.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Delta.
I love Delta.
And living here in Atlanta, we don't really have a choice, but I'm voluntarily a fan of Delta. But this, and they haven't decided to do this, but if they do, this is something I disagree with. I don't think you should do it. But let's get into what this is.
Yes.
So there's rumors about that they are looking at some of their business class fares, and they're looking at unbundling them. And you say, well, what does that mean? That means having one fare as it would be for the experience today, and maybe a different fare for a business class seat, but maybe you don't get to bring as many bags on. Maybe you don't have access to the lounge, to the Sky Lounge if you're in a Delta One cabin. Maybe it's fee-based, right? Maybe it's you don't get on the plane early. Maybe it's you don't have a priority check-in experience. And each of these things might be billable, right? And as you said, like other airlines do this. Qatar does this, Emirates does this, and others. So, I get it. Airlines are looking to boost their profit. But they're just now, Delta, getting to a place where they really are cementing themselves as the premium carrier in the U.S., in North America. And frankly, I think if you did this, that really starts to undermine that effort.
Oh, absolutely.
They're finally starting to demonstrate that they have some pricing power. And they can command slightly higher airfare for, what is a better experience, but even for, it's on a commodity-based product. And that's hard to do. And this, unbundling this thing, I think would really undermine that effort.
Yeah.
I really do. So, Delta, don't do it.
Yeah, and I flew Spirit one time.
Yeah.
And the amount of people trying to make 3 bags 1 bag in order to not be charged, I didn't like the bartering at the gate. So that's immediately what I think of. But I'm sure if these other international carriers have gotten it figured out, then they would.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It was rough enough going back to the numbering system as you board. Because as much as it wasn't that much of a change, I was kind of pleased. But then they added, Delta 360 can go. And I'm like, now are we slowly adding them back? So is it one to let Delta 360 be its own number? But anyway, that's just me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. So we have a special guest.
We do.
Yeah, so that's why I was like looking at producer Evan because I wasn't sure where he was, but he is here. Or not
Who's
yet.
here?
Is he here? Okay, he is here. Okay.
Who?
So we have Edmondo Boscoscuro.
Edmondo
from Meet and Greet Italy here. We are so happy to have you, Edmondo. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Where are you?
I'm in the office in Rome. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. We can hear you. And you've got an Italia shirt on, like you're saying I am in Italy.
Yes, I'm in Italy, and tomorrow I have a flight to USA. So I'm very happy to come also to your country tomorrow. Okay, I'm in Rome. I'm in the office. I'm so glad to spend some time with you guys.
Oh, we're so glad I'm glad that you were able to spend time. Quite the time difference. So we appreciate you. But we're going to take you through our interview questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
He looks ready.
Yeah, he's ready. He's like, wait a minute, I need a prop. I'm sorry, Edmondo. Hold on one second. They don't just keep my props out as I need them. All right, so Edmondo, tell us about your journey in the industry. What do you love about the travel industry?
Well, I love the travel industry because for me it's family, and I tell you why. My father has been one of the most important Italian outgoing tour operator, while my mother, she was a travel agent. So in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, okay, they had thousands of Italians discovering Caribbean, United States, Australia, Indian Ocean, and so on. So you can imagine that, okay, when we at dinner, at lunch, the topic of discussion among my family always been tourism. So I spent all my childhood and my youth traveling with my father and my mother, okay, doing satisfaction because basically our holiday was going around and finding new hotels to sell on the following season. So basically, for me, tourism is family. I try, and then my parents sold the company in the late 90s. So I tried to quit tourism. I tried to get off of tourism. Okay, so I started a career in the transportation business, but I couldn't because tourism is sort of drug. Once you take it, it's very difficult to stop it. So here I am. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur like my father. I'm a tour operator. This time I'm incoming tour operator. So I serve foreigner people, not Italian people. Uh, and what I love is no longer a lifestyle business like it used to be. But the fact that it's so competitive, you need to be so professional, I really like very much. I really like very much. So for me, tourism is family at the end.
I love it.
Hmm.
I love it.
Fantastic.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, Edmondo, what? And you can't pick any place in your country. I'm gonna now. You're not allowed to pick any place. But what's your favorite place in the world to visit?
Well, it's difficult because being used to travel a lot since I was very a child. Okay, everywhere I go, I like. Okay, because I'm a very curious guy, so I see people. I must say, I'm not saying because you're American, but in the last 10 years, my favorite place has been the United States.
Yeah.
And
All of the United States, or do you have a favorite part of the United States?
well, we traveled with my family. Last year, for example, we've been to Martha's Vineyards, we've been to Vermont, okay, we've been to Chicago. So everywhere we go, okay, we love because we really love the way of American people thinking, the freedom, the feel of freedom, okay, the fact that there are everything so big and so new in Italy and in Europe is a little bit different. But what I really like is the American culture and the American way of thinking. And let me say that I like to travel there because I travel with my kids. Now they are 13, 17, and really I want that they absorb this thinking. So next year, tomorrow I'm going to New York. I'm going to New York. I'm going to Washington. I'm going to the Keys. Okay, so nowadays, United States for sure.
So I feel like Edmondo has been to more places in America than I have. And I'm sure
He named some good ones.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You named some good ones, and I'm sure your kids are loving it because I'm talking about from Vermont to the Keys. That
Yeah.
is, I mean, because
Vermont, Martha's Vineyard, the
yeah,
Keys, Chicago. Those are
Key
some great spots.
Key West, like Pretoria, tried to succeed from the Union. I'm telling you, there's a lot of history going on. I love it. I love it. So, Edmondo, if you could have coffee with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Well, by far Leonardo da Vinci. By
Oh,
far.
that's a good one.
That was a good one.
I mean, he was born in 500 years ago, and I would like to see to understand how is it possible. Okay, such a genius. Okay, in
Yeah.
Milan, my home. Okay, there is a museum dedicated to Leonardo, and you see what he invented. Okay, invented the helicopter, this kind of thing. So 500 years ago. So really, I would like to meet to understand if it's real or not because it's impressive. Okay, we are still using in Italy things that he invented 500 years ago. So
Yeah.
by far, my son, his name is Leonardo.
Well, I just started reading a biography
Oh, yeah?
about Leonardo, and
Was it an autobiography?
it's not. No. No, it's the one by Walter Isaacson.
Okay.
And it is amazing all of the stuff that he did. Amazing. Like it wouldn't be possible today, I don't think. So I think that's a great choice.
That is.
That's a great choice.
That is. So, Edmondo, we ask everyone this question. I have my magic wand here for this. So, if you were on a trip and you lost all of your baggage, I mean everything, what is one thing that I could use my magic wand to bring back for you?
You know what? Okay. These, sorry, I give you an answer in this way. Have never been a concern for me. Okay. I tell you why. Okay. Because for me, a trip, an holiday, okay, create memories. Okay. And memories, nobody can steal and you cannot lose. Okay. So what I bring back from my trip, my holiday, always memory. Okay. Obviously, there must be positive memories, and this is what I told to my staff. Okay. So holidays comes once per year, two per year, and you have to we have to make people happy. Okay. Because if you come back from a holiday happy, from a trip happy, the following months, okay, will be much easier. Okay. So because at the end we are memory creator, okay, we are memory creator. I've never, I think that, okay, at the end, okay, the memory is, because the memory nobody can steal, okay, I don't care about all the rest, but also because I'm not a material person, okay, but, my focus is to create memory, and memory is something that will bring for all my life.
That's beautiful. And you're the only guest on this show that did not ask for something. So I will now have to store my wand away where I normally store it. I don't need to use it today. But that was a beautiful answer, and I might cry just a little bit, but I'll suck that tear back in. Edmondo, thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'd love to have you back on the show sometime. I hope you don't mind coming back.
Whenever you want, I'm always ready, because for me, tourism is family. Okay, we can stay hours talking. Hours talking.
Oh,
Not a
oh
problem.
yeah, I can do it. I challenge accepted. Okay. So
Very
listen, take care of yourself. Safe travels.
Thank you,
And we'll
Edmondo.
see you real soon. In fact, we're gonna see you in September at World 24.
That's right.
So we're very excited.
Everything's booked. Flight, hotels, everything's booked.
So basically, he's saying he's gonna be there.
Yes.
I'm coming with a lot of passion and full of energy.
Fantastic. All right,
right.
take care of yourself. We'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.
That's
That was Edmondo from Meet and Greet Italy.
I love him.
Yeah, just so full of passion. And I am so excited because at World 24, he and his company are have put together a ice cream event, which our Velma
Yes.
loves ice cream.
Yes.
So she thought of this idea, and Edmondo said, I would like to be a part of that and make it a gelato evening.
That's right. Because
So
Edmondo said we don't do ice cream.
yeah, we don't do ice cream. Now I will say that I made it look so natural that I hold my wand on my back, but it is stabbing me in the back of the head. So let me just extract that wand.
Oh my gosh.
I have the power.
That was very He-Man like.
Yeah.
That wand even has a little He-Man vibe to it.
I'm telling you, you know what? You give little kids fantasy toys to play with,
And this is what you
it
get.
turns into middle-aged men with magic wands. So I'm just saying, it does.
Not all.
So we have Hanna-Barbera to thank.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Erica said, for some it does, not for all.
Michelle in the chat says, I love every answer he has given. So awesome. And Italy is my favorite country so far.
I love it.
But I agree with you, Michelle. I did love all of his answers. And I love how he took the last question and said, I'm not playing your game. I'm not playing your game.
Oh my goodness.
But it was a good answer.
It was a good answer. So let's talk a little bit more about what's in the news.
All right, what do we got?
So we've got Norwegian Cruise Line adds Philly as a new
Go Adrian.
as a new home port. Philadelphia, very near and dear to my heart. I spent about 2 decades going from Atlanta to
2
Philadelphia.
decades?
Yeah, QVC. QVC is just outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, my.
So Philadelphia.
So what's your favorite thing about
freedom.
Philly?
I'm gonna say the people.
Is that like sarcasm? Or-
No.
Okay.
No. I
Producer
love,
Evan is a Philly guy.
yeah,
so,
I love the
I had to
people
give it to him.
in Philadelphia. I didn't like some of the snow I experienced,
Yeah,
but
no.
whatever. But yeah, so oh, I went to look for my. There was a note about something else, another news story. I got my
Oh.
card a little wrong. So, Norwegian Cruise Line begun announcing new itineraries and cruise destinations for its 2026 deployment, including the exciting addition of the port of Philadelphia as a new U.S. home port. Norwegian Jewel will be based from the city of Brotherly Love from April. I just can't speak today.
To May.
April through October. Offering Bermuda itineraries for
Okay.
passengers to enjoy. Have you been to Bermuda?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember being pretty cool though.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, with the mystique of the Bermuda Triangle, I just feel like it might be the perfect place for me to, dominate, take over that country and put my flag up. I'm just saying.
Just gonna
Maybe.
steal Bermuda.
I'm stealing Bermuda. Bermuda, I'm coming for you.
Of all the Philadelphians will be invading Joshua's.
Yes, they'll be greeted
land
with
of
Pegasus and rainbow
Yes.
sparkles. Definitely.
Wow, that is an image.
Yeah.
That is an image.
Like,
All the Philly fans coming to
Yeah,
Joshua's stolen Bermuda.
Yeah. I'd let it. We'd keep the same name. Like, I mean, it's still Bermuda, but now it's got a little more flair in its flag. Actually, I don't know what Bermuda's flag looks like.
Yeah, it looks kind of like the British one. But
Oh, see, Bermuda, you definitely need my flag. So anyway, not only Bermuda, but we've got calls to Charleston, South Carolina.
how's that gonna go?
What do you mean?
You got a cruise ship full of Philly fans, and you're gonna drop them off in quaint little Charleston.
How do you know they're
But
all
they're
Philly
southern.
fans?
But come on, they're all gonna be from Philly. Sorry,
I'm not a
I had a
Braves
friend
fan.
who was thrown down the steps at the old vet in Philly.
At the old vet? Like
Yeah,
the
that was the
veterinarian?
name of the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Veterans.
And it's had a reputation of being a rough place. And we went to a game, supporting our team, which was not the Eagles, and they, showed my friend the expressway down the staircase.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Well, I can speak for my Philadelphian friends,
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
but not everyone is like that in Philadelphia. And they do like a little bit of Charleston.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm glad that Norwegian is coming to my, I would say.
Do they have a
that-
jail at the bottom of the ship like they did at the vet?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
No.
You come back from Africa and you're like a whole other person. I don't know how I can.
No, I'm excited. More cruising for all.
More cruising for all.
Love it.
So we have a game on
A
the
game?
show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love games.
And when I say that, that is supposed to prompt. Okay. Producer.
So
That's the destination.
last time we played this game, producer Evan selected two photos that were not of the same thing.
Yeah. He did of the country.
One was a city and one was a random place in the country.
It was a valley where a little church stood.
I feel like he set us up for failure.
Well, while you were away,
Okay.
they continued, even though he guises it as other team members have picked the location. When the actual location images are selected,
Yes.
he is still behind it, and
He's
there's
in
some
charge.
trickery involved.
Okay.
So, guys, play at home. So, producer Evan's going to show us some images.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to try to guess based on the images. And apparently this is a thing. Like, people get together online and they play this game.
Okay.
So we're kind of doing it, but we're doing it our way, right?
Okay, I'm ready.
And so if you are playing, you watching it live, please play along and help us out as well. So producer Evan, will you give us our first hint?
And
The John Lennon wall.
Oh,
okay.
of freedom and energy. It's on the water. Okay.
I've never been through this place, but I think I know where it is.
All right. Well,
I think
are there other photos?
You got 4. Those are the 4 you got.
Okay.
I'm thinking this is Berlin,
Okay. Hold on. Let's see. If
but I don't know.
Let's see if anybody.
It would have a lot more big buildings if it were Berlin, right? Is this?
I really hate this game.
I know.
I don't want to play it anymore. Producer Evan.
Is
hold on.
it? Maybe is it Prague? No.
Oh, it is.
It is Prague.
I was so irritated that I didn't even get that the horn was the. You got it. Yeah. Look at you.
Yeah, it was too big to be Berlin, and I've never been to Prague either. But
It's too big to be.
I mean,
Berlin.
it's Berlin would be too. That's too small to be Berlin.
Yeah, Berlin would have a lot
big
of city
skyscrapers.
stuff. Yeah. I don't know if
Okay.
I've been to Berlin.
I haven't been to either, but
I don't think I have either. Yay.
well, that was fun. It's always like if you want to get it right, I feel bad.
Courtesy of Laura.
That was courtesy of Laura picking that out. Thank you, Laura. All right.
That was fun.
Another news item. Nassau Cruiseport is planning to add a water park. Yes, you heard it right. You can get on a cruise and go to Nassau,
Oh my
and you can do water parking type things.
Is that Jason's new home?
I think that is Jason's new
So
home.
okay, so we talked about this story a bit yesterday,
Yes.
just for a few minutes, and they're spending $330 million on this this refurbishment, which includes
whole port.
Of the whole port, which includes the water park. I don't know. Did it say how much they were spending on the water park?
Yeah, 35 million.
35 million. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of special water slides going in there.
So if I have $35 million to play with to fix the port of Nassau,
I would build a castle.
Defensive fortress.
wow. Like, there's got to be something. There's got to be some better ideas than a water park. Like, I feel like that does not address the root problems that the Port of Nassau has. Right?
On my very first cruise that
Yes.
I ever did, we stopped off in Nassau, and it was special to me because I bet y'all didn't know this, but my grandfather used to be a manager of hotels and down in Miami Beach, and then went down to
I
Nassau.
thought you were going to say of the straw market. And I was like, wow, that's cool.
Still, it was a hotel. It was nice. You got
Okay,
to-
yeah.
My mom got to eat steak every day because they lived on the property, like swimming
Okay,
pool and all that.
I won't digress. Go ahead. I think it's awesome.
That she got to eat steak?
No,
or
that
he
she
managed
got to like hang out at the hotel every day.
Yeah. They lived in
Yeah.
a hotel. Which I always wondered why the furniture in my grandparents' house looked the same in every room. And that's because they were able to buy the furniture from the hotel. That's no joke. But anyway, I went to Nassau and I was like, I'm going back to my roots maybe a little bit. And I was like, no, this is not fun. This is not.
Did you just see Ferris walk by the window?
No.
Ferris just walked by the window. Ferris, for those of you who don't know, is our VP of Finance and Accounting. I think he was going to play racquetball or something, but he walked by in this really tight T-shirt with a bag and a racket sticking out.
Oh
But
my
it
God.
wasn't a tennis racket.
But you know what?
Does he play pickleball?
Do you remember when we had a meeting with him and he used to say back in the day he used to wear really short shorts
Cut-off
and cut off shirts to expose his midriff?
Yes.
He's the reason why most places say you gotta cover up your midriff.
Sorry, I just got distracted.
Sorry,
He was walking
I
by
wish
like,
I had seen it now. That would have been a sight. So anyway, that was the story about Nassau. Be
so
interesting
water
to
park
see.
coming soon.
Yeah, water park. So
Can't wait.
you're sometimes you're on a ship that already has a water park, and then you can stop off there and then do a water park there.
Yeah, or you could pay to go to the one in Atlantis, which is right
Yes.
there.
It does seem,
It seems not. Whatever.
yeah.
Best of luck, Nassau.
So I learned a new term this week.
Yes.
Thanks to our staff. So there is
Tumultuous?
It was tumultuous, yes. There is a social media influencer, I don't know how influential she is, named Naomi Jane Adams. And she's gotten some odd reactions to her TikTok postings on an expedition to Antarctica on it says an undisclosed albatross expedition ship. So
Okay.
it sounds very government related. Anyway, so you can see Adams in the post lounging on her private balcony in a makeshift bed she set up outside on the balcony. So despite the freezing Antarctic temperatures, where it's so cold that snow covers the mountains and ice pops. Ice pops. I was like, ice pops like you eat an ice pop. This is why I would be a good news reader. I should be on BBC. Like, I'm telling you. The BBC, call me. I'm down. But anyway, ice pops up out of the ocean surface even during the summer. This person was posting photos of her in shorts.
Yeah, as one would do.
And in her post, which I want to know, she said, is somebody gonna match my freak? And I didn't know that was a term.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so it's a term if you put it out there, if you have some quirkiness about you, is someone gonna match that quirkiness?
Okay.
But you say, are you gonna match my freak? So I feel like
I feel uncomfortable saying that.
You feel
I don't know
uncomfortable
why.
saying that?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to work that into, like I want to be at a CLIA Starboard meeting and I'll just look around and I'll
Some
just
professional
say,
setting.
is anyone gonna match my freak? That's what.
It'd be even better if you said it about someone else. Like,
Oh.
is someone gonna match Paul's freak?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
That's
see.
the right way to use it.
Is it?
Evan has confirmed, therefore it is true that you
Look at
can
me.
say it that way. You're adapting. I
I'm-
love it.
I'm-
You know,
yeah.
when you go home tonight,
Like a
tell your
chameleon.
daughters you're gonna be like, "Hey, who's gonna match my freak?"
I will not be doing that. You know what my favorite part of this story is?
What?
Sometimes I fixate on the random things, as you
Yeah.
know. This is an article, right? And it's kind of one of these clickbait articles.
Okay.
And sometimes they just have to fill it with words.
Yeah.
And it says, even during the warmest time of year, temperatures still average around 32 degrees Fahrenheit. For context, anything below 32 degrees Fahrenheit is considered freezing.
I'm really
Thank
glad
you.
that
That was great fact number one. Staying out in these temperatures could certainly put someone at risk for conditions like hypothermia, a dangerous medical emergency that occurs when a person's body temperature becomes either too high or too low. So they've used an entire paragraph defining that 32 degrees is in fact below freezing, and that what hypothermia is. Wow. Well, who is the audience for this article? Probably
more-
people who say match my freak.
The more you know. The more you know.
Written by AI.
Very possible. Very likely.
So
Bad
because
AI at that.
so I'm supposed to be in control of the show. I lost
Oh.
control of the show
That's what happens.
and didn't realize because the clock doesn't work well in our studio that we have now gone over. But we've had a great time. We still have more that we could be talking about,
Yeah.
but we are done. Thank you.
We teased the pizza party. You gotta deliver on the tease.
Okay, Evan. We got another show that's backed up onto this that we needed to get to. Do you want to talk about the pizza?
What was the world record? On Princess, they are going for multiple world records.
Okay.
But one of them is the world's largest pizza party at multiple venues, where they are going to serve more than 60,000 slices of pizza.
There
It's
you
a lot
go.
of pizza.
There you have it. Guys,
Tease fulfilled.
yeah. Guys, thank you so much for joining the show. We had fun. And for those of you who are members of our network, stay tuned for the upcoming Facebook Live that's going to be happening in just a moment, where our Erica is going to answer all your questions about World 24, which is coming up on September 11th at Harrah's SoCal. We are so excited that it is right around the corner. I think we're like 54 days, 55 days away. So it's very, very close. So switch over to Facebook Live over in our members only Facebook group, and you will see Erica there. Thank you again for joining us from Jason and I. Take care of yourself so you can take care of each other. We'll see you real soon. Bye.
Love y'all.